my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to look at a retelling of a story called Sun, Moon, and Talia. So this story is almost, it was the inspiration for Sleeping Beauty, and I'm pretty sure it was also possibly the inspiration for Snow White. The stories are oddly similar, though again, it's more closely related to Snow White. So in this, the author of this specific retelling, again, this is an Italian story, is written by Jade Maitre. I think she's French. So, and it says the original Sleeping Beauty tale retold, Sun, Moon, and Talia. And that is, most of this is accurate, except for the ending, to the original tale. So, in this tale, it's unspecified. The girl, when she was born, named Talia, where she was prophesied to be injured by flax. Or, yes. Yes. She was be harmed by flax, which, if you're not familiar with, is a plant matter used to make linen thread. So, and it wasn't specified when or how she would be harmed by flax. But her mother died giving birth to her, so her father was slightly paranoid. So he listened to his gut and prophet and tea leaves and all sorts of things, and pretty much protected her and from everything. So it's like, nope, and no thread, and no flax, and he paid for everything. Until one day, he wasn't paying attention when she was becoming a woman, a teenager, wandered off into the woods, found a old house, found an old woman who was spinning flax and not paying attention, became very enamored by this, and reached out and touched it and got flax stuck underneath her finger and fell asleep. Her father mourned her. He put her in a glass coffin. He then charged people to come and look at her as she slept, as he described her. Yeah, he did that. And then after a while, of course, he mourned and he died, and people stopped coming, and she kind of lay there in this glass coffin asleep for close to 100 years. And then this king comes riding on and thinks he sees a glint of a deer, a stag. Instead, he finds a glass coffin with a beautiful girl inside. So he breaks it, the glass, and climbs in. And, well, he has sex with her. She's unconscious. She's barely alive, and he has sex with her. Again, we have this weird, interesting, similar to Snow White, where random men are sleeping with dead-like women in glass coffins. Well, he does this, and then he proceeds to leave and disappear. And she gets pregnant and has twins. And when they come out, the little baby boy finds her breasts. The little girl finds her finger and sucks out the flax. And she wakes up, bleeding, after giving birth to twins, and yet is overjoyed and not really all that confused. It's like, no, I have babies. How did this happen? So she gets out, she cleans up, she mends the castle. For some reason, she's not concerned, and raises her children. And then the king comes back, and the children are running wild, and he sees them, and they have his eyes and look back at him because they look identical to him with their eyes, and run back to her, and he's shocked. It's like, oh, you're alive and moving and looking at me, and please forgive me, or I'm going to take my children, as is my right. She goes into her house and closes the door, as would be sane. And he's begging at the door, and she will have nothing to do with him, because again, she does not know him, whether or not he looks like her children or not, because, she was not awake when they made the children, so she will have nothing to do with him. His wife figures out something's going on again. He is married. We're going to assume he was married when he had his way with a sleeping female in the woods in a coffin. So she follows him, and he's begging there. Talia still has nothing to do with him. When he leaves, she knocks on the door and says, "Give me your children, and I guarantee for a week, and I guarantee you'll be rid of my husband." And so she goes home and tells him, "If you do not eat your children and have nothing more to do with this Talia person, pretty much," what does she say here? Pretty much says, I think she said she'll kill them anyway, but back through this. Let's see. Yes. Basically, yeah, it's like, you have to let me kill them as proof that you have no more interest in them. So basically, it's like, you betrayed me, so now you have to eat them. And so she takes them back, and she takes them to her rooms and tells the cook to give him 2 legs of lamb, because he agrees to this. He agrees to eat his children, and he is fed legs of lamb thinking he's eating his children. And she's like, "Yeah, he's messed up." And then he goes riding, he gets hit by a branch and dies. And so the queen's like, "Now I have a giant castle and I'm all alone." So she invites Talia and the children to come live with her, and they live happily ever after. So that's how this tale ends. Now again, in the original tale, the queen is in fact evil. The king has gone away. She is going to have the children cooked, but the cook saves the children. And the cook then saves Talia because she's going to have her eaten as well. And then the king ends up killing his wife. So, but in this tale, the queen is a good person because she realizes, my husband had an affair and this woman has children. Now she wants nothing to do with him. I'm not sure she understands that he slept with a unconscious person. But again, this is still not meant for children. And it's still, with the exception of the ending of the queen actually being nice, pretty much sticks to the original tale. As opposed to, regular Sleeping Beauty, where she's in a castle. Sometimes everybody's asleep, sometimes not. And he kisses her and everybody lives happily ever after. No twins involved. And it's usually a spindle, not necessarily flax. So I think there might be flax on the French tale. But nonetheless, this is interesting. I kind of like the ending because it's more of almost a feminist ending, because the queen's original intention is to just get back at her husband because he went and had children with another one who looks, 1, really young, and 2, wants nothing to do with him. Not to mention, I think she probably figures out he's threatening to take her children. And now they technically have the heir, because the son would be the heir. So, but it's very, very interesting. I did enjoy this tale. Again, I'm not sure this is, again, not meant for children like the original tale, because what is with these people and men having sexual relations with unconscious females? Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, the unconscious females. With Cinderella, it's just, oh, look, this tiny shoe fits you. I'm going to marry you. These things make no sense. But nonetheless, very interesting story. Definitely for depending on your children, maybe middle school. Certainly an interesting discussion on consent issues in fairy tales. So, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Friday will be Halloween, and yes, I will be giving you the Sleeping Beauty ballet, and then we will be moving on to not Pocahontas. I have changed my mind on this. I do not want to go messing around with this. Instead, we're going to be messing around with Swan Lake. Slightly less, not realistic, still slightly depressing, depending on versions. So, that is what we are moving into next month, instead of doing with the whole Pocahontas thing. We're just gonna, it's too messy. Don't want to deal with it. So, like and subscribe, leave a positive comment if you have one, and thank you.